Let's get some people in the house. It's been a long time since we've done this. Long time. Thought we'd pop in for a little word of the day. All right, we're getting a few people here. Music supplied by our brother Ty Hudnall. This one's called Chill Nature. Big love to India. What's happening, everybody? It's been a long time since we've been on regular social media. But I felt like it was important to come in today. There's a lot of stuff going on out there, a lot of information, disinformation. I'm doing good. How are y'all doing? Let's put a little something up here. Let's put a little, let's put a word of the day. All right, let's make it 2 words. Here we go. It's the word of the day. Words of the day, fierce compassion. How y'all really doing? It's been a long time. For those of you that haven't made it over to the Soulogy Network, it's good to see you. July the 14th in the Northern Hemisphere. July the 15th in the Southern Hemisphere. What's up, Crystal? Kim Atkins? What's happening? Phoenix? Yeah. The world is changing. Isn't it? There's a lot of stuff going on out there, and I thought we would just jump on before our first show today. Ancient Goddess Wisdom LLC. Donna Owens in the house. We're gonna have a little Soulogy Fest in Houston, Texas, December 8th, 9th, and 10th on 30 acres in South Houston. It's gonna be a hell of a get together. It's gonna be our 3rd one. It's gonna probably be at least 300 to 500 people. And the title of it is Everybody is a Star. All right, I'm gonna kill the music. Yeah, we'll bring the music back in a little bit. All right. So yeah, hey Carlo, what's up? Victoria, Sue Baxter Fitz, what's happening? 46 people in the house. Yeah, I thought I would just jump on like old times. I've been getting the urge to do spirit walks and to do solos. You know, we've been, kind of working hard for the last 3 to 4 months on getting the Soulogy Network going, and now we're getting the Soulogy Fest going. And it's been a long, exhausting, tumultuous period for us all since March 1st. I believe March 1st is actually the first day of the year. If you look at the prefixes or the prefixes of the months, December is 10 and October is 8. That would make March the first month of the year. So I wanted to get on anyway today. I'll just cut to it and talk about what's going on right now out there. Things are getting faster and more furious for us internally, and it's a lot just to be here on this earth. I'm gonna have to do something with this thing. It's bothering me. Let's move to something else, something that's less. Hey, let's do something cool, like let's do this right here. Yeah, there we go. How's that? That doesn't fit either. Let's try something else. I want to talk about what we're all experiencing, what we're going through. Let's use our Vesica Pisces Soulogy Tree of Life logo. How's that? Yeah, Lynn Marie, can you please give me a message? And I'm going to actually be talking to everyone that's answered that post, and I'm going to be, I guess, having a one-on-one with each one of them, because what we're looking for in not really a web designer or graphic artist. We're looking for somebody that will interface with our IT people. We've got a very capable IT collaboration team, and we're looking for somebody to interface with them and customize and build our site really from scratch. But yeah, I wanted to talk today about fierce compassion. I wanted to talk about the realm as the way it's been set up, especially this last 12 to 15,000 years. We all know that this is a very distorted polarity, and I know it's caused us a lot of pain and suffering. But I think as the days go by, we're finding out that it's the pain and the suffering and the distortion that has actually been the catalyst for our growth. It has been a necessary element. It has been a unique element that really hasn't been seen in the multiverses. And we've come down here in the home stretch the last 12 to 15,000 years and participated in a very inverted polarity, duality, and it's continuing to do so. There's something, one way to put it. There's a lot of people. I don't know what LDC is, legal death cult. Death is not even real, so that word doesn't register with me. And no disrespect to that way on YouTube, but a lot of people have talked about the two Earths. You don't hear so much of that anymore, though. You hear a lot about the Great Divide, and you hear a lot about some people going this way because they're slow, and some people are going this way because they're fast, or some people are going this way because they're stupid, and some people are going this way because they're smart, or some people are going this way because they're 3D, and some people are going this way because they're 5D. And, I think we can all agree, or we wouldn't be in these communities, that we're here to integrate polarities. And I think we can all agree or begin to understand that a polarity involves a spectrum. And depending on what side of the spectrum you're standing on, the other side looks like the enemy, or they look like they're stupid, or they look like they're unawake. Well, the other side of the spectrum thinks about you the same way. Part of the reason that I'm getting on here is just because the Mother Goddess is telling me to do it. And one of the things that's come out has been this movie, Sound of Freedom. And it's not the only issue out there. We can pick many, 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 many issues, but we got to remember something, that this whole realm that we all had a hand in designing was designed in a way to draw our attention away from ourselves. That was by design. It was by design that we were to forget who we were. We got no Illuminati to blame on it. We got no Anunnakis or Draco Reptilians or any other evil spirit or anything like that. Compassion is a real word, and compassion means no judgment. And we've been in an inverted realm. We've been in a series of incarnations where we've been, through our own perfect design, we've been put in situations where we've taken on identities. Those identities have created judgments, prejudices, and biases. What I'm going to say here is probably not going to be comfortable for everybody, but I believe that we all have to speak our truth. And as somebody told me this morning, my beautiful wife, everybody's truth is true, and that's true. We are from beyond this realm. We are from beyond the stars. This is a playground and a university, and this is the Great Unveiling. And the Great Unveiling is not about child trafficking. It's not about secret space programs. It's not about giants living under the ice in Antarctica. The Great Unveiling is about the gods and goddesses that we are. And that's what we are. We're gods and goddesses. We are that. We have created something beautiful down here that we are going to hold in a higher reverence and a higher honor and a higher respect as the days go on and we gain more and more of our self-awareness, because that's what this is all about. All of these things that are out there that are playing out, be it a movie that's come out that seems to be coming from the underground that Hollywood rejected. Let me say something. There's nothing that's being presented to us in the last 100 years, and that's keeping it simple, that hasn't been planned. And that's not some malicious intention from the highest level. It could be construed as a malicious intention from this level, from our level, from the human-only level, from the non-multidimensional level. But we are multidimensional gods and goddesses. We are every galactic. We are every demon. We are every angel. We are every elemental. We are every nature being. We are everything that we know and don't know. And we house this all in our body. We can go back through many sacred texts. We can go back through many different channels and transmissions. None of them have them all right. Everything that we do have access to, everything that is contained in the universal is contained within our bodies. We're all beginning to self-source. This is the year that the energy and effectiveness and the disempowering frequencies of the yogis and the guru type energies, and that's not to take anything away from those people that have represented those. I'm sure we all have at one time or the other, but I'm talking about the fall of the wounded healers. I'm talking about the fall of the false pretenses and of the singular philosophies. We are all these things. We have come here to claim all these things. We have come here to own all these things, and anything outside of ourselves that we see as inferior or superior to us or different from us is something in ourselves that we just haven't recognized. And I hate to speak in cliches like that, but the universal infinite intelligence is not a complicated thing. It is a simple, profound, infinite truth. And the fact is that the infinite mind is a very simple, profound template, but the human finite mind is a very complicated template, and that is one in which there are many, many, many different things suggested to us and shown to us and presented to us that are to take our attention away. It's really a very simple template. This infinite intelligence, this balance within us. Why is there a balance? You can say masculine and feminine. You can say dark and light, and the thing is all of that is us. So we've come to this point in the middle of 2023, after this most powerful day of the year, July the 7th, the 7th month, the 7th day of a year that is a 777. As we roll into this next gateway on the Lion's Gate, we're still kind of fresh into this one here in July, but as the days go on and we have more and more power as our intentions are sourced from a wider awareness within ourselves, we have the ability to create what we want to create. If we believe that there's going to be a continued adversarial relationship between any two sides of a polarity or of the spectrum, then that's what we will continue to experience. We can bring this thing into the middle ground. We can understand that the spectrum itself is an illusion, that one end of the spectrum as opposed to the other end of the spectrum, there is not a 0 point field in the middle of it. The entire space is a 0 point field. This requires, as somebody just said a minute ago, self-accountability. This requires self-responsibility as a quantum thought co-creator. And really the power of our thoughts is where it all begins. And that's what we're going to live, and that's what we're going to experience. If we want to hold on to these prejudices and these biases and these opinions that there's something evil out there, nobody can prove anything to anybody. The only thing that we can prove to each other is that we've all experienced this colossal, wild, complicated, from a human perspective, realm, and that's something that we all have in common, because it was a physical experience. It's been a physical experience. We have the same thoughts. We have the same doubts. We have the same types of experiences. We have the same types of pain. We have the same types of suffering. Can we prove that we're soul? Can we prove that we live forever and ever? I mean, I have my own knowing, you have your own knowing, you have your own truth, and I have my own truth, and it's all true. We respect everybody's reality. What we're being asked to do or what we're being offered to do. We're not being asked to do anything. There is no pass or fail. There is no win or lose. We're being asked to hold this God seed that we are, to blossom and remix and expand all the original templates that have come with us, all the stuff that came in from the Akashic, and to expand it by the virtue of our experience, and to bring everything into a 0-point field that is the entire spectrum. The only reality is that there is an illusion between polarities. There is no difference between the masculine and the feminine when we take into account our multidimensionality. And when we take into account that all of the memories and all the ideas and all the things that we can all share with each other are all part of our reality. They're all part of our living library, and the earth realm and all of the souls that have participated in it, especially now where we are working these things out. This is the universal code that we're offering to the universe. This is a gift to the universe. This is a gift to ourselves. We are seeded by so many different things, more so than ever has been before. And by virtue of that, we have access to more information than ever before. So I just want to, come on today and talk about fierce compassion. Fierce compassion is where we hold ourselves accountable when it comes to judgment, where we actually try to make changes within ourselves to bring us into a more balanced state. And this isn't New Age bullshit. And this isn't, light worker starseed, unique, philosophical ways of life. This is every single human being on the face of this earth. Every single soul that came here chose what they were coming here to do. And there's the confirmation. So, what I'm trying to say is, let's be careful and think twice and take a breath before we get behind a belief system. I will tell you straight up, and I've said it many times, I am not an American. I don't believe in borders. I don't believe in countries. I don't believe in taxes. I don't believe in IDs. I don't believe in passports. And I know many people that are making this shift. I don't buy car insurance. I do everything I can not to participate in this matrix, because the days are getting shorter and shorter when we're going to be able to live in that middle ground. We're either going to have to live all the way in the illusion and continue to perpetuate it, or we're going to be able to break away. I'm sitting here last night, and I'm saying to myself, we're not even supposed to be here. Let me explain. I'm sitting here, right here in this chair, and I'm thinking, I can go right through this ceiling. I can go anywhere I want, not just on this earth, but anywhere in the multiverses. And that's a fact. There's nothing here that can touch me. There's nothing here that can control me. But every time I take on a belief system and I say, oh, I can channel this, or I'm from this planet and that makes me different than you, or I can do light language and that makes me different than you, or I'm an American and that makes me different than you, or I'm a man and that makes me different than you, or I go to church and that makes me different than you. What we're doing is we're perpetuating the separation and the division. We are gods. We are gods and goddesses. We are the universal. It lives inside of us. Everything inside of us is what you see outside of us. And this is not bullshit. Those stars that you see up there, everything that you see out there, that's all part of a construct. We are above that. We contain that all. And we came here to feel. We came here to experience things on a human sensory level. And beyond that, we came here, believe it or not, to feel pain, to feel suffering, to feel highs and to feel lows. We had somebody on the show a couple of months ago, and they had, like some of us, me included, had experience with souls that had, transitioned or disincarnated, or people, that have had out-of-body experiences or near-death experiences. And what happens? What happens when these souls leave the human vessel and they go into the monadic environment, and they go into that beautiful place that we actually hold above this realm, above this construct? The family and the friends, you might say, the soul family that they're greeted by, they always ask them, what was it like? And the person that's coming from the earth says, oh my God, I fell in love, and I had a kid, and I had a passion, and this type of thing. And the soul family says, no, that's not what we want to know about. We know about that. We know what it feels like to be in bliss and to be in joy. We want to know what it felt like when you were down in the shadows and you were in the dark night of the soul. That's what the souls want to know about. And that doesn't mean that we need to go out and experience more pain and more suffering, because we come to the end of a cycle of cycles. This is where we embody. This is where we bring the physical and the non-physical into the spirit flesh. We're doing something that's never been done before. And it's not that we're going to do it or we're not going to do it. We're being afforded the opportunity. We're being given the opportunity to fulfill an infinite potential in a physical vessel and coming from a very dense environment. And in order to do that, and we all know this, that the 0 point field, that divine neutrality, is our true essence. And we're in a distorted polarity of grand proportions and heavy density, where we have the opportunity to bring that 0 point field out from one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum. And that means in our relations with our direct family members. That means to the other end of the macro, of the collective. You see, we can bring our soul into a higher alignment, and therefore each other's soul, and therefore the collective soul, into a higher level environment by any and all issues that are presented to us every day that we are confronting, whether it be our opinions on the Ukraine, whether it be our opinions on abortion, whether it be our opinions of any different type of thing, or something on the local level, something in the circles closest to us with our family and our loved ones, our exes and our enemies and our friends. This is where we can really make a change. We don't have to go out and tackle all of these collective or seemingly collective issues that are going to purportedly be the basis of whether or not the earth survives. Let me tell you something. The earth is just like us. It is a soul. And how the fuck can how can something die how can something survive when it never dies? How can something survive anything if it never dies? We are not a finite being. You cannot destroy energy, and that means every point of light and every point of darkness. These are I would call them perceptions, and we are trading in our perceptions for perspective. We're trading in our perceptions for a higher perspective that basically can be explained like this, where we can put ourselves in anyone else's or anything else's shoes. Those are perspectives. If I'm on one end of the spectrum and it's dark over there, and there's another end of the spectrum and it's light over there, okay? These are opposite ends of the spectrum, and the perceptions are from one end to the other, that one over there is lesser and that one over there is lesser, when the fact is they are standing in the same 0 point field. And the way this starts to come into our experience is by taking it on from our thoughts, by not carrying a charge. And I know that's hard to say, but the fact is the fact. These things that have been put upon us, have not been perpetrated upon us. These are things that we helped design. This is a brilliant design. Who better to fool you than yourself, right? We're all part of this. So when when we take on an issue, when something's presented in front of us, and when we're so adamant that Trump's an asshole, or Biden's unfit, or Kamala Harris is an idiot, or the government's lying to us, and COVID, I mean, come on, give me a break, and vaccines, come on. We know that there's been a lot of bullshit, but we designed the bullshit. None of it can hurt us. None of it can hurt us unless we think it can. What good is it for us to come out on some ethical and moral stance on one issue when we're enslaved by so many other ones? We don't have to pay taxes. We don't have to follow these lawless laws. We don't have to follow these ruleless rules. We don't have to honor these borders because there's no honor in the nations that created them. We are soul. We are eternal. We are the 0-point field, and every single particle, every point of light, every point of dark, okay? Every degree of masculinity, every degree of femininity, it's all within us. It's all in the same 0-point field. So let's think twice before we start condemning and judging, because put it this way, if we're going to judge the experience itself, any part of it, then we got work to do. Okay? We are the balance. We are the holy of the holiest. Okay? We are the balance of the universal, and we've come into awareness in spiritual flesh, in the body, in a dense atmosphere. This is the big time. This is what's been written about for millennia. And I would just leave you with this, because I got a show in 9 minutes. Question everything. Question yourself. And think twice before you throw something out, before you block something, before you resist something. And as we attach to things, look at every single thing. Because as I learned 12 years ago, to the day, because it was July the 7th, 2011, 12 years ago and 1 week, that I went homeless on the street by my own volition. And I was told many, many things. And the first thing I was told is, don't make excuses to yourself, don't lie, and don't blame anything external. Take responsible for where you're at right now and for where you're going. And I took that very seriously. And I still do today. I just want to leave it with this, and make this declaration for myself, and remind myself that it's not about the words I speak. It's about the energetic example of my being and my soul, and that is that I love everybody. I love everything. I don't care if it's a reptilian that wants to bite my head off, or a beautiful angel that I met at 37 years old when I had an out-of-body experience. I love everything. I love every book. I love every philosophy. I love every homeless person and every greedy rich bastard. Okay? I love everything. I love you. I love this world. I love life. And when you really think about it, what do we really have? What can we really prove? What can really prove is that we're here alive right now and conscious. And that in itself is the greatest gratitude and praise and inspiration and expression that we can show that which we are made in the image of. So I hope to be popping on, and I am going to be popping on more and more. It's been a hell of a last 3 or 4 months since we broke away from social media. We're doing some exciting things at Soulogy. It's taking time. There's a lot of stuff being tore down and built back up, but look for some more visibility from Soulogy Network. We will be sharing excerpts out onto social media in a big way. We will be coming out with an app where the public will be able to watch excerpts for free and then have a choice to join our community for $12.12 a month, which is designed at 3,000 people to start returning 1/3 of everything that comes in to the content creators on the site, people that will be sharing themselves and sharing their souls and getting abundance for doing it based on a percentage of the viewership that they have every month. It's a lot to say in a very short period of time, but also be looking for information very soon, hopefully this next 3 or 4 days, on the Soulogy Fest. It'll be happening December 8th, 9th, and 10th in Houston, Texas. It'll be about 65 degrees. It'll be a nice temperate weather. We've got 30 acres to play in, and a 15,000 square foot covered space that we're going to be setting up in, and probably another 3,000 or 4,000 square foot tent. Probably have 2 tents. And the motto of the Soulogy Fest 2023, December 8th, 9th, and 10th in Houston is everybody is a star. We don't have any keynote speakers. We don't have any key performers or famous musicians because everybody's famous and everybody's a keynote. So as people buy tickets and they're coming, we'll fill out the stage time, and everybody is a star and everybody's on the stage, and that's the Soulogy platform, and that's also the Soulogy Fest. So I just want to say we're going to have a show on the Soulogy network here in about 5 minutes with a woman by the name of Liv Wheeler, who has spent a lifetime, as I understand it, interacting with the elementals and the little people, as she calls them. We're also going to have a special show with our dear sister Anna Toothman and a very good friend of hers on Saturday. It's a new concept. We are going to be broadcasting the show tomorrow with Anna Toothman and her friend on our social media. We're going to have one show every week. We're going to call it the Soulogy Spotlight Show of the Week, and that will be the one that we have tomorrow. It's going to be an exciting show. I'm looking forward to it, and it's good seeing you all, and I'll see you again. Thank you very much. Peace out.